Top 5 best exercises that help improve kidney function and circulation. Did you know that your kidneys are currently working 10 times harder than your heart just to keep your blood from becoming a toxic soup? Right now, millions of people are walking around with sluggish filters, unaware that their daily habits are slowly suffocating these vital organs. It is a terrifying reality that you can lose up to 90% of your renal function without feeling a single symptom until it is far too late. But what if the secret to reversing this damage wasn't found in a pill bottle, but in the way you move your body? There are 5 specific, science-backed exercises that act like a power wash for your internal filtration system, flushing out deadly waste and surging fresh oxygen into every tiny vessel. Are you ready to discover the mysterious link between circulation and kidney longevity before the damage becomes permanent? Let's dive in. 1. Walking. Imagine a silent filter inside your body, working tirelessly every second to keep you alive, while most of us completely ignore its health until something goes wrong. Your kidneys are the ultimate masters of purification, but they are incredibly fragile and depend entirely on the quality of your blood circulation to survive. When your blood flow becomes sluggish or thick with sugar, these delicate organs begin to suffocate and lose their ability to flush out deadly toxins. The thought of kidney failure is terrifying because it often happens without a single warning sign until the damage is already deep and permanent. However, there is a powerful sense of hope because one of the most effective ways to rescue your kidneys is as simple as putting one foot in front of the other. Walking acts like a natural pump that forces fresh, oxygen-rich blood into the tiny, intricate vessels of the renal system. This increased circulation helps to scrub away the buildup of waste products that would otherwise linger and cause inflammation within your internal tissues. It is truly heartbreaking to think about how many people face a lifetime of dialysis simply because they lack the movement needed to keep their blood moving. By walking briskly, you are essentially giving your kidneys a deep cleaning session that keeps them young and resilient against the stresses of modern life. It is not just about burning calories. It is about creating a high-pressure system that pushes nutrients exactly where they are needed most. The process of a kidney-boosting walk starts with a mindful 5-minute warm-up to prevent sudden spikes in your blood pressure. You want to move at a pace where your breathing is deep, but you are not gasping for air, which ensures a steady supply of oxygen to your organs. As you walk, focus on the rhythmic movement of your legs, because this action helps return blood from your lower extremities back to your heart and kidneys. This cycle prevents fluid retention and swelling, which are common signs that your kidneys are struggling to keep up with their workload. Every step you take is a direct investment in your longevity and a shield against the rising tide of chronic metabolic diseases. Timing is the secret ingredient that turns a regular stroll into a medical miracle for your blood sugar and renal health. The absolute best time to walk is roughly 30 minutes after your largest meal of the day, when glucose levels are highest. This prevents a sugar flood from hitting your kidneys, as your active muscles soak up that sugar before it can scar your delicate filtering membranes. Morning walks are also incredibly beneficial because they wake up your circulatory system and lower your resting blood pressure for the entire afternoon. If you can commit to this schedule, you are providing your body with a consistent rhythm of detoxification that medication alone can rarely match. Unfortunately, many people fall into dangerous traps, such as walking while dehydrated, which is one of the worst mistakes you can make for renal health. Your kidneys need water to move the toxins that your exercise is helping to release, so skipping fluids can actually cause more harm than good. Another common error is ignoring the intensity trap, where people push themselves so hard that they create excessive muscle breakdown products called creatinine. Too much of this can actually overwhelm a weak kidney, so the goal is always consistency over intensity to ensure safety. You must also avoid walking in extreme heat, which can lead to rapid fluid loss and acute stress on your renal filters. Before you begin, always take the precaution of checking your heart health and ensuring you have supportive footwear to prevent joint strain. If you notice any sudden foamy urine or unusual swelling in your ankles after exercise, it is vital to consult a professional immediately. Wear light, breathable fabrics to help regulate your body temperature, and always carry a small bottle of water to maintain a steady hydration level. There is so much potential for healing when you respect the needs of your body and provide it with the movement it craves. By taking these fine details seriously, you are choosing a path of vitality and protecting your kidneys from the shadows of chronic illness. 2. Stationary cycling. Most people look at a stationary bike and see a simple cardio tool, but for those in the know, it is actually a sophisticated filtration support system for your body. Your kidneys are like high-tech water treatment plants that never close, and they are constantly screaming for one thing: a steady, rhythmic flow of oxygenated blood. When you remain sedentary, your circulation becomes like a stagnant pond, allowing metabolic waste to settle and damage the nephrons that keep you healthy. Stationary cycling changes the game by creating a powerful, controlled aerobic surge that forces your blood to circulate with a precision that walking simply cannot match. The magic happens the moment your feet hit the pedals and you begin that smooth, circular motion which mimics the natural rhythm of your heart. As your large leg muscles contract, they act as secondary pumps, pushing blood back up toward your torso and straight into the renal arteries. This surge of movement helps to lower systemic inflammation, which is the silent killer that slowly turns healthy kidney tissue into useless scar tissue. It is a chilling reality that millions are losing their kidney function simply because their blood has become too thick and slow to move through the tiny glomeruli filters. By engaging in stationary cycling, you are effectively power washing these internal filters, ensuring that urea and creatinine are swept away before they can cause permanent harm. To master the process of renal cycling, you must start with a seat height that allows for a slight bend in your knee to protect your joints while maximizing venous return. Begin with a low-resistance discovery phase for 5 minutes to allow your blood vessels to dilate and prepare for the upcoming nutrient exchange. Once you feel a warm glow in your muscles, increase your cadence to a steady 60 revolutions per minute, focusing on a deep, rhythmic breathing pattern. This breathwork is vital because it oxygenates the blood that your kidneys are about to process, making their job significantly easier and more efficient. This isn't about a frantic race. It is about a deliberate, steady flow that creates the perfect internal environment for organ recovery. If you are looking for the absolute golden hour for your kidneys, try cycling in the early evening or late afternoon when your body temperature is naturally higher. Research suggests that evening exercise can be particularly effective at stabilizing nocturnal blood pressure, which is the leading cause of kidney strain during sleep. By cycling for 30 minutes before your evening meal, you also prime your insulin sensitivity, ensuring that blood sugar spikes don't have the chance to caramelize your delicate renal vessels. It is a suspicious truth that our modern schedules often work against our biology, but reclaiming this small window of time can offer a lifeline of hope for your long-term health. However, many well-meaning people fall into the dehydration trap, which is perhaps the most dangerous mistake you can make while cycling. If you sweat without replacing fluids, your blood volume drops, making your kidneys work 10 times harder to filter a sludge-like liquid, which can lead to acute stress. Another common error is gripping the handlebars too tightly, which can actually spike your blood pressure and counteract the circulatory benefits of the leg movement. You must also avoid power mashing at a resistance that is too high, as this creates excessive muscle damage that releases myoglobin, a protein that can actually clog your kidney filters if produced in massive amounts. As a final precaution, always monitor your heart rate to ensure you stay within a moderate zone, usually between 50 and 70% of your maximum. If you have pre-existing renal disease, it is crucial to avoid overtraining syndrome, as your body needs more time to recover from the metabolic waste produced during exercise. Wear moisture-wicking clothing to help with thermoregulation, and always keep a bottle of electrolyte-balanced water within arm's reach to protect your fluid balance. There is a profound sense of peace in knowing that each revolution of the pedals is a step away from chronic illness and a leap toward a vibrant, filtered life. By paying attention to these fine details, you turn a simple exercise into a medical-grade intervention for your kidneys. 3. Swimming or water aerobics. Have you ever wondered why you feel an immediate urge to visit the restroom after stepping into a cool pool? This is not a coincidence. It is a fascinating biological phenomenon called immersion diuresis, and it is the secret key to unlocking superior kidney performance. When your body is submerged in water, the external pressure shifts your internal fluid balance, pushing blood from your extremities toward your chest and renal system. This sudden increase in central blood volume sends a powerful signal to your kidneys to start filtering and flushing out excess sodium and fluids at an accelerated rate. For anyone struggling with fluid retention or puffy ankles, the water acts as a natural, gentle compression sleeve that moves stagnant toxins out of hiding and into the purification cycle. The unique environment of a pool offers something no land-based exercise can: buoyancy, which eliminates the jarring impact on your joints while your heart works in overdrive. While you glide through the water, your heart actually pumps more blood per beat because it doesn't have to fight the heavy pull of gravity. This leads to a massive improvement in microcirculation within the tiny capillaries of the kidneys, which are often the first to suffer when blood flow becomes restricted. It is a chilling thought that high-impact exercises can sometimes cause protein leakage in the urine of those with sensitive kidneys, but the weightless nature of swimming prevents this metabolic stress. You are essentially giving your organs a high-pressure rinse without the physical wear and tear that usually comes with intense physical activity. To begin the process of aquatic renal therapy, you must start by entering water that is at a comfortable, lukewarm temperature to avoid shocking your vascular system. Begin with gentle treading or walking in waist-deep water for 5 minutes, allowing your body to adjust to the hydrostatic pressure that is now hugging your skin. As you transition into swimming laps or performing water aerobics, focus on long, rhythmic strokes that encourage your lungs to expand fully, flooding your blood with fresh oxygen. This oxygen is the fuel your kidneys use to maintain the acid-base balance of your entire body, a task that becomes much easier when the blood is rich and vibrant. Every movement you make in the pool is fighting the silent threat of uromodulin buildup, a protein that can lead to kidney stones if left unchecked. The mysterious golden hour for a swim is actually during the late morning, specifically between 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m., when your natural cortisol levels begin to dip. By exercising in the water during this window, you help regulate your body's stress response, which is a major hidden driver of renal hypertension. If you hit the pool at this time, you also benefit from a metabolic reset that carries your filtration efficiency through the rest of the day. It is a suspicious fact that many people experience their highest blood pressure in the morning, making this late morning dip a perfect preventative shield against organ damage. Consistent swimming, for just 20 to 30 minutes, can lower your resting heart rate, giving your kidneys more time to rest between beats. However, a dangerous mistake many swimmers make is the chlorine dehydration paradox, where the cool water masks the fact that you are sweating and losing vital fluids. If you don't drink water while swimming, your blood can become concentrated and salty, forcing your kidneys to work in a state of emergency to keep you balanced. Another common error is staying in the water until you are shivering, which causes vasoconstriction, the exact opposite of the healthy blood flow we are trying to achieve. You should also avoid vigorous swimming immediately after a heavy protein meal, as the kidneys are already busy processing nitrogenous waste, and the extra physical demand can create a traffic jam in your renal arteries. As a vital precaution, always rinse off thoroughly before and after your swim to prevent any pool chemicals from being absorbed through your skin and adding to your toxic load. If you have a history of chronic infections, ensure the water quality is pristine, as your immune system and kidneys work closely together to fight off pathogens. Wear a well-fitting swim cap to maintain your body heat, and always keep a bottle of alkaline water nearby to sip on every 15 minutes. There is a deep sense of relief in knowing that the water is doing the heavy lifting for your detoxification journey. By following these fine details, you transform a simple swim into a life-saving ritual that keeps your internal filters clear and your circulation flowing like a mountain stream. 4. Light strength training. Light strength training acts as a secondary metabolic engine that significantly lightens the burden on your kidneys by improving how your body handles nitrogenous waste. When you lift light weights or use resistance bands, you stimulate the production of myokines, specialized signaling molecules that actually communicate with your kidneys to reduce interstitial fibrosis, which is the dangerous stiffening of kidney tissue. It is a terrifying reality that as we lose muscle with age, our kidneys must work twice as hard to filter out the byproducts of a sluggish metabolism, leading to a slow and silent organ burnout. The magic of resistance training lies in its unique ability to enhance insulin sensitivity in a way that no other exercise can match. Your muscles are the primary sinks for blood sugar, and when you strengthen them, they become much more efficient at pulling glucose out of your bloodstream. This is a critical shield for your kidneys, because excess sugar acts like shards of glass, shredding the delicate basement membrane of your renal filters. By performing high-repetition, low-weight movements, you are creating a metabolic vacuum that cleanses the blood before it even reaches your kidneys. Furthermore, light lifting increases the density of your capillary beds, ensuring that blood doesn't just flow past your organs, but actually penetrates deep into the renal cortex to deliver life-saving nutrients and oxygen. To perform a renal protective strength routine, you must focus on compound movements like sit-to-stands or light bicep curls using nothing more than 2-pound weights or a light elastic band. The process should be slow and deliberate, focusing on a 3-second eccentric phase, which is the lowering part of the movement, as this is where the most metabolic signaling occurs. Start with one set of 10 repetitions for each major muscle group, ensuring you never hold your breath, as this can cause a dangerous spike in intra-abdominal pressure that squeezes the kidneys. You want to feel a gentle warmth in the muscle, not a burning sensation of total fatigue, as our goal is hormonal regulation, not bodybuilding. This rhythmic contraction and expansion act like a mechanical pump for your lymphatic system, which works alongside your kidneys to remove cellular debris. The most effective time to engage in light strength training is during the mid-afternoon slump, typically between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., when your body's internal clock naturally shifts its focus toward tissue repair. Research suggests that muscle protein synthesis and renal blood flow are highly synchronized during this window, making it the perfect time to trigger those protective myokines. If you train too late at night, you risk elevating your sympathetic nervous system, which can constrict the renal arteries and keep your kidneys in a state of fight-or-night stress while you sleep. By choosing the afternoon, you are aligning your workout with your body's natural detoxification rhythm, allowing for a peaceful evening of recovery and deep filtration. A massive mistake many people make is chasing the pump by lifting weights that are too heavy, which causes an explosion of creatine kinase in the blood. While a little is normal, a massive surge of this enzyme can be suspicious and actually overwhelm the kidneys, leading to a condition called rhabdomyolysis in extreme cases. Another common error is neglecting the rest days between sessions, as the kidneys need time to process the lactic acid and metabolic byproducts generated during the strengthening process. You must also avoid using NSAID painkillers, like ibuprofen, before or after lifting, as these drugs are notorious for cutting off blood flow to the kidneys, potentially turning a healthy workout into a renal emergency. As a final precaution, always monitor your blood pressure before you begin, and if it is unusually high, stick to very light stretching instead of resistance work. Ensure you are wearing comfortable, non-restrictive clothing that doesn't compress your waist or abdomen, as free movement is essential for optimal renal vein drainage. Always pair your strength training with a small snack containing complex carbohydrates to prevent your body from breaking down muscle for energy, which would create extra waste for your kidneys to handle. There is an incredible sense of hope in realizing that by building your body, you are literally building a fortress of protection for your kidneys. By following these fine details, you ensure that every lift is a step toward a cleaner, stronger, and more resilient internal world. 5. Yoga and stretching. While most exercises focus on the heart and muscles, yoga and stretching are the only tools that can directly manipulate the physical space your kidneys occupy within your retroperitoneal cavity. Your kidneys are tucked away near your back, often compressed by poor posture and tight connective tissues that act like a suffocating grip. This suspicious lack of space causes a drop in renal perfusion, meaning your filters are physically squeezed, preventing them from expanding to their full capacity. Through specific twisting and lengthening poses, you are essentially performing internal massage therapy, manually wringing out stagnant blood and inviting a fresh, surging tidal wave of nutrients to flood the renal medulla. The unique power of yoga lies in its ability to stimulate the vagus nerve, the master controller of your body's rest and digest system. When you enter a deep stretch, you transition out of the fight or flight mode that keeps your renal arteries constricted and stressed. Most people are unaware that chronic stress causes the kidneys to hold on to excess cortisol, which eventually leads to a hardening of the filters, known as glomerulosclerosis. Yoga is the antidote to this silent destruction, as it encourages parasympathetic activation, allowing the blood vessels within the kidneys to dilate and breathe. It is a chilling thought that your own stress could be strangling your organs. But the hope lies in the fact that a simple spinal twist can release that tension and restore a healthy filtration rhythm almost instantly. The process of renal-focused yoga should always begin with cat-cow stretches to mobilize the mid-back and wake up the nerves that feed into the kidneys. From there, move into a gentle seated spinal twist. But the secret is in the breath. You must inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale to twist, imagining you are gently squeezing a wet sponge. This action creates a vacuum effect that, upon release, pulls a fresh supply of oxygenated blood directly into the renal pelvis. Unlike other exercises, you should hold these stretches for at least 30 to 60 seconds to allow the fascia, the cling wrap-like tissue around your organs, to relax and let go. This isn't about flexibility or touching your toes. It is about creating internal decompression to give your kidneys the room they need to thrive and pulse. The mysterious peak time for yoga is during the twilight hours, either just after waking up or right before bed, when your lymphatic fluid is most prone to stagnation. Practicing in the early morning is particularly powerful because it flushes out the concentrated toxins that have settled in your kidneys during the 6 to 8 hours of overnight filtration. By stretching before breakfast, you prepare your urinary system to handle the metabolic load of the day ahead with much higher efficiency. It is a curious fact that our bodies are most acidic in the morning, and the deep breathing associated with yoga helps expel carbon dioxide, assisting the kidneys in maintaining a perfect pH balance without overworking themselves. One of the most dangerous mistakes beginners make is breath holding during a difficult stretch, which creates a spike in internal pressure that can actually temporarily block venous outflow from the kidneys. Another common error is overextending in back bends, which can pinch the renal nerves and cause a sharp drop in blood flow rather than the increase we desire. You must also avoid practicing hot yoga if you have sensitive kidneys, as excessive sweating leads to hemoconcentration, making your blood too thick for the kidneys to filter safely. It is suspicious how many people think more sweat equals more detox, when in reality, your kidneys need stable hydration to perform the real detoxification your body requires. As a final precaution, always use a yoga block or a pillow to support your body if a stretch feels too intense, as straining can lead to microtears that release inflammatory markers into your blood. Wear soft, elastic clothing that does not put any pressure on your lower ribs, where the kidneys are located, to ensure unrestricted diaphragmatic breathing. If you have a history of kidney stones, avoid extreme inversions where your head is below your heart for long periods, as this can shift mineral deposits in a way that might cause discomfort. There is a profound sense of healing in the stillness of a stretch, knowing that you are manually unblocking the flow of life to your most vital filters. By mastering these fine details, you turn your yoga mat into a sanctuary for renal recovery and long-term vitality. Your kidneys are your silent protectors, but they can't fight the battle against toxins alone. By adding these movements to your day, you are giving your internal filters a lifeline of hope and a fresh start. If you found these secrets helpful, hit that like button to spread the word. Subscribe to join our health-conscious family, and share this video to help someone else rescue their vital organs today.